I feel like we shouldn't give away the big surprise. But when we just do and don't play the note. Don't play the note. You're going to be the only person doing it if you do. Just don't play the note. But we just practice at the very opening. Just do that. Again, don't play the note. You'll be embarrassed if you do. One more time. They're going to say a little bit about us. We'll get going. If you have a phone, it needs to be off, silent, whatever, so that it doesn't go off. Or else I will be not. We'll make sure that you guys. Oh, it looks like she. Oh, she probably. But yeah, afterwards, remember, we have to push the chairs back. Okay? It might be a little bit loud and obnoxious. Just remember, once we're done, you got to put it back. And somebody's going to take
Good evening.
Try again.
Good evening. Good evening. Hello. Hi. I call the November 18th, 2025 meeting of the Metuchen Board of Education to order. Please stand for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Notice of the meeting, please, Mr. Harvier.
I hereby make this statement to indicate compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, known as Chapter 231, Public Laws of New Jersey, 1975, which became effective 90 days after enactment, January 19th, 1976. Notice of this meeting was given by providing location, time, and date of this meeting, and posting the same on the front door of Board of Education offices by delivering copies to the Borough Hall, Metuchen Public Library, Home News Tribune, and by filing a copy with the Borough Clerk as prescribed by this law.
Thank you. Mrs. Alievich, roll call, please.
Mr. Rott.
Here.
Ms. Cheatham.
Here.
Mr. Derflinger.
Here.
Mr. Glassberg.
Here.
Dr. Johnson Marcus.
Here.
Ms. Colleen.
Here.
Mr. Lifton.
Here.
Ms. Michaels-Lamort let us know that you were not going to be here tonight.
All right, thank you.
Dr. Spigner.
Here.
Mr. Suss.
He has let us know that he will not be here today.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mrs. Alievich. I turn at this time for one of the fun things that we get to do, a showcase of success. Dr. Caputo, tell us who we've got here.
Yes, thank you very much, Madam President, for allowing us to continue to showcase our arts, our academics, and our athletics as part of the showcase at the board meetings. Tonight we have the MHS Chamber Orchestra. Those here tonight, full house, you're in for a treat. The Chamber Orchestra consistently receives gold ratings and was selected to perform at both the New Jersey Convention and the National Orchestra Festival. Tonight they'll be performing a portion of Schubert's Death in the Maiden String Quartet. Come see Chamber Orchestra perform the work in its entirety at the Winter Orchestra Concert here, Wednesday, December 10th at 7 o'clock. Mr. McEwen.
That was absolutely beautiful.
Mr. McEwen, you picked a great night to come. Your ensemble is excellent. We appreciate that. And you folks picked a great night to come. You got a preview of the concert. Please come out and support all of our musicians with our orchestra concert and all of our concerts throughout the winter, either before or after the holidays, depending what school we're at. So thank you, Mr. McEwen. That was awesome.
Great job.
Indeed, it was a great night for folks to come because we have more.
We'll just give the orchestra just a second to move off the stage. As we do that, I just want to thank everyone for being here tonight. Dr. Johnson Marcus will be honoring our students across the district alphabetically, first by ELA, and then by math, and then by science. We'll follow the agenda. And by the way, there are souvenir agendas at the front and the back. I think you may have gotten them. And we thank you for coming tonight. We really appreciate you coming out to allow us to honor your students for their wonderful achievements. We'll be honoring tonight students that achieved perfect scores on the Spring 25 SLA tests. ELA first, alphabetical, by last name, then math, and then science.
Wonderful.
Please take agendas. We make extras for that reason. Take it, send it to relatives and friends who like to follow your children's successes. We really appreciate that. I think we're almost ready. I'm going to invite down Miss Lindsay Omark, who has graciously offered to be here tonight to do the names for us. Ms. Omark, as you make your way to the podium, again, thank you for being here tonight. I know you had many of these students, so I know it's probably a proud night for you to be here as well.
Very excited and honored to read the following names. Tonight, it is my honor to present the awards for the perfect NJSLA scores in English Language Arts, Mathematics, and Science. These students have demonstrated outstanding dedication and academic excellence, and I will begin with the perfect NJSLA scores for English Language Arts.
Ms. Omark, we'll ask the students to stand and be recognized in their seat today, just because of the crowdedness up here and and having them make their way there. So we'll let them to stand to their seat and be recognized.
Perfect.
I believe they have certificates already. If they didn't, see Mrs. Alievich after the meeting, because we have certificates for you. Again, if there's any mistakes, we'll correct it. But we appreciate you being here tonight. Ms. Omark, sorry for interruption. Continue. Take it away.
Thank you. English Language Arts. Bryn Allen. Madeline Aw. Annika Bangia. Hasni Barath. Audrey Bonilla. Emily Bordelato. Claire Cahill. Sonia Kapp. Christopher Chen. Hazel Kraft. David Dickman. Calvin Dupree. Tanya Etchakuri. Nasheed Farouk. Michael Fawcett. Afrael Fernandez. Ashton Gandhi. Kavya Gandhi. Olivia Green. Brian He. Kara Habor. Moira Huang. Mariam Jamali. Ayushi Kamath. Catherine Colleen. Olivia Lamb. Maxwell Leland. Anmei Lee. Lucien Lin. Sophie Lobo. Camilla Ludwig Alvarado. Sophia Mala. Erica Mirza-Lakov. Alea Mikabalo. Catherine Molinex. Kailash Myers. William Nussbaum, Edward Perlin, Sophie Potter, Annika Ree, Joanna Rachelson, Harini Rao, Ava Savarchek, Connor Stone, Nicholas Tang, Sonam Vyas, Jesse Zhang, Sally Zhang, Sebastian Zaccardi, Mila Zen, those were the perfect scores for NJSLA. ELA, will you all please stand up for a round of applause? ELA, English Language Arts. Congratulations. Now for the perfect scores for NJSLA Mathematics. Maya Dodson, Nasheed Farouk, Brian He, Jaden Sue, Ian Hua, Stephen Jacobson, Vidar Kartik, Ella Meow, Grace Nehas, Sumed Naiksatem, Edward Perlin, Nicholas Tang, Arjun Venkat, Jaya Walia, Etan Wong. Those are our perfect scores for NJSLA Mathematics. Please all stand up. I will now read the perfect NJSLA scores for science. Maya Dodson, Kai Engelert, Alistair Fawcett, Asher Greenbaum, Matthew Lifton, Barnav Mitra, Reese Osborne Jones, and Aiden Ryderowski. Congratulations, those are the scores for the perfect science. Please stand up. Woo. Woo. Thank you, and congratulations to all.
Thank you, Mr. Mark. Great job. Thank you for being here. Just so proud, Dr. Johnson Marcus, of these students, of all students, but these students not only participate in the testing, are great, individuals, but did something pretty amazing, scoring, perfect on the SLA test. Taking the test seriously, parents trusting us that testing is just another part of the regular instructional process, sending their kids for tests every year, and we're happy to honor the ones that got perfect scores.
Thank you so much, Dr. Caputo. Thank you, all of you, for entrusting your children to the care of our district and for shining in the way that you are. This is something that we're all proud of, but I must take a moment to recognize this fourth grade cheering section down here. I mean, the energy they brought to the table is bar none. So I hope you all have people in your lives who will cheer for you like these kiddos are cheering for each other. So thank you so much. And shout out to those of you who I saw pairing with those little asterisks on there a couple of times on these lists. So well done. Keep up the excellent work. Thank you so much for driving our district forward in terms of excellence. And give yourselves another round of applause. Now, as Dr. Caputo mentioned, there are souvenir agendas over there if you'd like to take one for your, your book, your scrapbook, etc., right over on this table on your way out. We are at this time open to the public for comment, and we usually take this opportunity to allow you a chance for a graceful escape, because we know that our meetings are scintillating and very exciting, but we know that you also probably have homework to get to. So thank you all for coming out tonight and letting us celebrate you and having joy in this moment. Have a great night, and we'll resume once y'all get yourself settled.
That was nice.
Was this significantly large?
I'm going up. Yep.
All right, perfect. Hello.
Okay. Doesn't it feel? Oh my goodness. You would think we were at a sports.
Look, they got
I
photos.
don't remember there being 75 or so kids.
Oh my gosh.
The last meeting with us.
So good. So good. So Leah.
Lisa wasn't so lucky.
So good. Yeah.
I know. I saw it in the face. He's like, I'm here for you now, just so you know. It's just for you.
He's ready whenever you are. No, just give me the. Madam President, members of the board, before we move on to district goals update, just wanted to reiterate how happy I am that you allowed us to do this nights like this. We saw an amazing performance by the our orchestra previewing their upcoming concert. We saw dozens and dozens of students recognized tonight, and what a great turnout, maybe one of the best ever. I'm glad we're in this big auditorium now, because if we were in the cafeteria like the old days, I don't think we would all fit. It was great to see families and extended families, and like you said, cheering squads, and it was really nice. Obviously, the unsung heroes that we didn't mention tonight, the principals and especially the teachers behind the scenes, who just do wonderful work each and every day with our students. And, we get a great product to work with, but our teachers do amazing work with them. And so it's a special shout out to all the teachers in ELA, math, science today.
Dr. Caputo, really fast. Across the district, I know you had to figure, I don't know if you still have it, what was our percentage of students taking the NJSLAs across the district? It was exceedingly high.
Yeah, it's like 99.5, 99.4%, Dr. Herzog. It's just incredible. I think that goes back to the trust that parents have in the schools and in the teachers, the fact that we don't make testing anything different than it is. It's part of curriculum, instruction, and assessment. And throughout, whether it was through COVID or through opt-out movements, our parents have trusted us that we're going to take good care of their kids, and they trust in the process and the testing. It's not going to be overwhelming for them. And we think that contributes to, first of all, really good attendance on test days, which gives us great data because we know every student takes the test. And I think it allows students to shine in these circumstances, and that's what we see tonight.
No, it's wonderful. I just wanted to I had heard that statistic. I didn't remember, was it 99.2 or 4 or 6? Or I didn't remember exactly, but over 99%. And that is not typical across the state, and I do think it is a tremendous testament to the trust that the parents place in the administration, your principals, your teachers, that testing is it has to progress. The state mandates it certainly, but that the schools will not only use the data appropriately to help their students grow and learn, but also that the testing itself will be done in a way that is not overly cumbersome and contribute instead of detract from the overall teaching. So I think it is a tremendous testament to all the administration and teachers, and I just wanted to get that out there. Thank you.
Mr. Lifton. Dr. Herzog and the school test coordinators and principals do a great job putting together manageable schedules, and I think that's why you lead with it in all our presentations, because the number is incredibly high, and we owe it to the parents that are here and the parents that are home watching today. So thank you for that. Thank you to our teachers, and it's the proud night when we were able to celebrate not only the arts but the academics. And in next meeting, we'll celebrate our athletics when we have our Night of Champions on December 16th. To our district goals, I'm really excited about this year's goals. Our motto, for lack of a better word, is every moment matters. We thought that was especially appropriate for this year in terms of the construction, in terms of the importance of student time, seat time with teachers, and the idea that every moment matters really is important. It matters in interactions, social emotional learning, and academics. So that's our motto for the year. Of course, we went over our district priorities in August when we introduced these around inclusivity, collaboration, communication, celebration, whole child, social and emotional learning, parent and community partnerships, mental health and wellness, and academic achievements, enriching experience, and you saw some of that tonight. All these slides are either on the website already. Ms. Alievich is great with that. It'll be up first thing tomorrow morning. So if you want to go back, if you're watching from home, to see any of these slides, they'll be posted prominently on the website. As I was saying, I'm especially excited by the goals this year. Our goals are not things that administrators do. Our goals are not just simply outcomes that we wait till we get scores to see how we did. They're important things and items and initiatives that students and teachers can do on a weekly, maybe daily basis. Our 5 goals this year are around classroom and community engagement, building forward together, building on the idea of the construction happening. Sky's the limit, building on the New Jersey Sky Survey that we've done for a few years, but certainly have placed great emphasis on this year, last year and this year. Information literacy, my particular favorite this year, and then the best me. We all can do more to help each other be better and to be the best me that we can be. So how do we measure progress? This is a self-designed scale. We weren't sure. We had gone through a couple of ways over the years to measure it. About 6 or 7 years ago, we settled on this homegrown scale, and it's really hard to get 4s and 5s. 1 means we didn't do it. 2, some progress, but it hasn't impacted students yet. 3 means good progress, but, it's limited impact at student level. 4s means we did it well and it's impacted students, and that's our goal. In rare cases, we hit a 5, which means we did it well and had significant evidence of impact at the student level. So certainly you'll see scores today in the 2s, 2.5, 2.6, 2.7. That's probably where we should be. There's still a lot of work to be done, but I'm really excited to share some of the evidence, the early successes with you tonight. Goal 1, I won't read the definition and the key actions, but I will highlight the mean score of 2.83. The range is 2s, 3s, and 4s. And we have a piece of evidence at each of the schools. So at Moss, they've established a green team for the first time. They've applied for an NJEA sustainability grant, and we're really excited if they get it because it'd be for a hydroponic tower. Campbell is collecting feedback for planting trees in the locations provided by the green team and the students. And that's part of that huge grant that Ms. Lemerick and her team secured for us that's going to put plantings at all of our schools in addition to the work through the that's done through the referendum. At Edgar, the environmental club is working on the courtyard, learning about the plants and the trees and the species and the crops, as well as native flowers and plants. At the high school, a tree ambassador's presentation, which was just an incredible presentation to an authentic audience, which included Dr. Herzog and me and others, of the where those trees should go. It was reviewed with our landscape architect. It was he was amazed by what the students had done. So it's not just some project, it's not just some club. This is real learning that's happening. And so these key actions are really focused on 3 things this year: food equity, reducing waste, reliable meals. When we put these goals together in July and August, we knew that was going to be our goal. We didn't know that November was going to bring about such a distinct focus on food insecurity, and we're really excited. We've recovered hundreds and hundreds of meals, and I'll be sharing some data out tomorrow with my all users email that then goes to the parents as well. We were empowering student leaders and enhancing critical thinking, and I think you've seen some of those in the examples from the principals today. Goal 2 is building forward together. Again, supporting that idea of, as we're building together, we're building structures, but we're also building individuals. Our mean score is 2.3. Some of these things haven't really got off the ground yet, so we have a range of 1s, 2s, and 3s. At Moss, we had an amazing visiting first grade experience where they're looking at lunch and recess. Miss Aspercolis, her team, they're visiting with those students who will be transitioning back to Moss for their 2nd grade, the Boomerang group. So they're already doing that work, and that's certainly building forward together. 5th grade teachers are participating at Campbell in their meetings, included in all the Campbell communications, again, directly aligned with the items in our key actions. At Edgar, our Solutions Committee, which meets monthly, representatives from each department, building on that idea of labor management collaboration, which, listen, we're a model lighthouse district for the state around labor management collaboration. We need to continue to do the good work here and continue to grow, and certainly Edgar's doing that. And at the high school, new grading procedures, report card planning with those numeric grades, that's starting with the 5th grades, that was presented to students and staff, again, directly aligned with our building forward together. New grades, number 1 is updating standards report cards and aligning grades and reporting practices for their grade configuration. So really excited about the instructional spaces that we're working on, the model of collaboration, working on staff assignments. We'll be asking staff a 3rd time where they see themselves in the new alignment. And if we can make those desires come true, we're certainly going to try to do that. And what do these new spaces look like? Not just to expand into these new spaces, but how do we have innovative programs which 25 years from now, people look back and said, they built it, they did a good job building it and sustaining it, and they put great programs in those spaces. Goal 3 is sky's the limit. With 2 actions here. It's collaborating with our parent, student, and advisories and our school leadership teams to look at that data. We had a great response rate last spring. It didn't stop there. It continued into the summer with parent meetings, with communications that went out from the principals, and then continuing this fall with their parent and student advisories. And then engaging in shared decision-making and how to implement the actions for identified areas for growth, which is different for each school. So we have a mean score of 2.5 with all 2s and 3s across the schools in these areas. At Moss, that collaboration in September was a multifaceted approach. Campbell, their first community advisory meeting is occurring in December. At Edgar, they met with the SLT, that's the school leadership team, and their student advisory. And back in the summer, they had a focus group that worked on analyzing the data. And at the high school, the parent advisory is reviewing the data and additional actions in October. So again, this is an area that I hope we see a quick jump by the spring break when I do my second update from where it is now 2.5 to hopefully it's starting to impact students, because that's the reason we do that kind of survey. By the way, these are on the, you're not going to look at all the numbers tonight, but we included an extra slide with the district-wide aggregate data for students in grade 3 to 5. There was almost 500 responses last year. For students in grade 6 to 12, there was almost 1,100 responses. Over 200 staff responded, and almost 400 parents responded. And obviously, areas, some are higher than others, and we're working to sustain the areas that we scored high and areas that are lower. That's why we put those parent advisories, those student advisories, and that's why we asked for parents who couldn't attend for their feedback. And we still welcome that. Goal 4 is on information literacy, and I'm going to read this one. This is to equip our students with critical thinking and sense-making strategies to identify, evaluate, and navigate a wide range of information across digital, academic, and everyday sources, empowering them to become informed, responsible, and engaged citizens. So our first is around using real-world data, mathematical tools like graphs and stats and data representation, so students can evaluate data and know what's reliable, what's the limitations of it. So when they hear things being said, they have a sense to look back to see, is that accurate? Is there data behind that claim? Implementing artificial intelligence plan, again, Dr. Herzog and I will be presenting part of this plan tomorrow. We present to folks in Newark doing labor management collaboration. One of, I think, our recent successes around this AI plan. Still more work to be done, but it's implementing tools so that staff and students are picking their own path. And we're looking at prompt engineering and responsible AI use. We did not take the approach of banning AI, just like with cell phones. We didn't ban cell phones. We didn't ban the internet. We're looking at it from an instructional point of view to see how schools can play an important part in staff development and student growth. And thirdly, voter rights and registration, which happened before the election, really looking at civic readiness, grounding instruction in primary documents, current events, where students pick, summarize, and evaluate information, foster respectful debate, and understand geography. Like, we're not just the borough of Metuchen or the state of New Jersey or even the nation of the United States of America, but how the geography influences culture, society, and nations. We have a lot of work to do in this area. Our range is 1 to 3, a mean score of 2.33, but some real early successes I'm happy to report on. So at Moss, via read-alouds and voting simulations, they prepared for Election Day and their visitors from Malawi, which was like something that was put together, short notice, and it was just an amazing day with Ms. Aspercolis, Mayor Bush, and the visitors from Malawi. At Campbell, students have provided feedback for lunch seating and rotations. Again, as Dr. Costanza always talks about, you have to buy in. So if you have to weigh in, so you have buy-in. At Edgar, the AI plan being implemented by everybody in the school, I would say real good success at Edgar with our scale, going from 0, no AI, 1, 2, 3, go wild with AI. And we've really we want to see that expand to the rest of the district. At high school, again, looking at those documents, during the Media Literacy Week, they shared resources on propaganda, political cartoons, reliability, and censorship. Looked at banned books, had a whole display in the library, had lessons around that. So excited about the evidence. Still more work to be done here. I'm especially engaged with District Goal 4. And in Goal 5, the best me. Probably, I think the highest score, 2.67, 2s, 3s, and 4s. At Moss, we have our new counselor leading lunch bunches around student needs like coping skills and relationships. At Campbell, embedded in faculty meetings, NEST presentations on mental health. NEST is our program with Rutgers clinicians that came about as a result of the 2019 public referendum. At Edgar, we're focusing on character education through advisory, no place for hate, morning announcements, and character ed themes. At the high school, a teen talk group was established, all aligned with our 3 actions above. So those are our goals for this year. We have a couple of other slides which will have summaries on at the end of the year. We tie our scores to the ASD whole child tenets, and we tie our schools to a quality school review indicators. And we'll include those in our June update. So I'm happy to take questions on our goals. Like I said, still a lot of work to be done. Really excited about the individual evidence of success so far this year.
Thank you, Dr. Caputo. I wanted to kind of commend you for the information literacy goal. I think that is a really important practical skill that is being infused throughout the district. I will be excited to learn more as it progresses how we're doing on that goal. That's a particularly important one. And I also will just in a small point, the Solutions Committee, I love the name. I think it's so indicative of our collaborative nature. Like, okay, yes, you're going to have problems, but what are the solutions? So I commend whoever came up with that name.
So I can give a little shout out. So our middle school picked that up first, but we got that from our friends in Montgomery. It's an outgrowth of the school leadership team. Mm-hmm. Their experience early on found that their school leadership team was getting swallowed up by like kind of the everyday thickness of paper towels or the parking spots or things that were a little bit distant from student achievement. Mm-hmm. So they have an outgrowth. Their solution to that was an outgrowth of the school leadership team called a Solutions Committee that would handle all the day-to-day kind of things and allow the school leadership team to stay focused on teaching and learning student achievement. So we've picked that up in some of our schools, and we talk about that with some of the other districts that we talk about labor management collaboration with. And so Edgar was something that they picked that up really early.
Wonderful. Thank you. Questions from my colleagues or comments? Mr. Glassberg.
I just want to say that you're pretty tough on yourself, or we're tough on ourselves, however you want, because a lot of people involved. I mean, it would just be so easy to get up there and just shine a light on the amazing things that are working and shift everything else to the side and not talk about it. But I don't rate myself that hard when I'm given the opportunity for self-rating scales. But I appreciate in all seriousness, I appreciate that it seems as though a lot of thought goes into those numbers and working to progress at them over time and to have real examples to back them up, and it's not just something for show. So I appreciate that.
All right, thanks for noticing that. I think we're trying to set the example to be tough graders, right? And I think it comes down to trust. I think I trust the principals that they know it's a year-long plan. They work with their teachers, and sometimes progress happens in fits and spurts, and I think they trust me that it's not a gotcha moment. So I think that's a little bit of trust that we've developed over the years with this.
Other comments or questions? Dr. Spigner.
Yeah, it's really impressive. Can you explain a little bit about the priorities and how they fit into the goals or vice versa?
Yeah, I could certainly do it.
That was really interesting.
Yeah, if Dr. Herzog, you have a mic there, I'd love for you to talk a little about the priorities, because Dr. Herzog was instrumental in taking the disparate views of what we valued and skillfully, which he does really well, skillfully summarizing it into not only a nice visual, but something that we use in every aspect of the district.
Very impressive.
Yeah, I just had the opportunity over the last few years to compile, analyze, and summarize the work over many years that is represented throughout our decision-making, throughout our discussions, throughout our planning, and put it into words and into a visual. And Dr. Caputo and I use this, and our whole team uses this. We use this when we interview candidates in a finalist interview to make sure they're well aligned with our priorities. We use this in our new teacher orientation and our 3-year new teacher academy. We refer to this for our in-service and our professional development. And it is aligned to the district goals in many ways. The Best Me has a lot of mental health and wellness. Working with social emotional learning is in there. Our academic achievements are part of that. Celebrations and communications and collaboration. One of the goals was about preparing for the realignment and AI work, and a lot of work that we do through those committees. And so we do this work it's integral into all of our work, these priorities, and we just thought it's important to anchor our district goals and all of our decisions around this. And really, they've come from years of the work done in the district before I was here, but it just captures the things that are important to our community and that we invest time in and training in, and the whole child tenets. Dr. Caputo aligns his scoring and his goals to those. Parent partnerships, certainly our community is so invested in our district, and we're thankful for that. We passed 2 referendums, and mental health and the school facilities, one, and the reorganization, social emotional learning built into our curriculum. Inclusivity is important to us for all of our populations, students with disabilities, different gender identities, different ethnicities and cultural identities. So all of that is important to us. And our enriching experiences, the arts, like you saw here tonight, and the opportunities for trips and things that students get to do extracurricularly as well.
And so while the goals change every year and the actions are the things that we work on every day, this is kind of the umbrella that extends from one year to another, one decade to another, one administration to another. And this is what, over the last, many, many years, we've found that Metuchen is valued. Even before I was here 14 years ago, these are things that were valued here. And Dr. Hurst did a great job of kind of developing this umbrella to kind of, encompass all that.
Yeah, it was really good to hear how it's incorporated into all aspects, really, of the management and the implementation,
recruitment and hiring,
curriculum, all of that too. So it's good that it's used in a very practical way rather than just a nice graph that sits in somebody's shelf somewhere, So thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Wonderful. Thank you for that great question, Dr. Spigner. Any other questions, colleagues? All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Caputo, for sharing with us and being a firm grader. I don't like to say tough grader. Firm. You have high expectations. So nothing wrong with that at all.
Just informative. Somebody tells a story, so we have still time.
Exactly.
More firm than Harvard, apparently, from what I hear.
Indeed, indeed. All right. At this time, we turn to reports. At this time, I have no report. And I believe you've just given a pretty decent one. Is there anything you'd like to add?
I have just a happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I'll be sharing in my all users email tomorrow some of the data that I talked about that we always share out a day after a board meeting.
Wonderful. So folks, look out, check your emails tomorrow. Make sure you stay informed. And I also would like to, at this time, wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving in case I forget at the end, because we kind of get sped up at the end, yeah? All right. At this time, we usually do committee reports. However, we have not collectively met committee-wise, except for, I know Mr. Glassberg always loves to give us an update, and I know that parents wait with bated breath to hear what's happening in construction. Do you want to give an update? And we will also have an update from Mr. Lifton. So, starting with you, Mr. Glassberg.
Okay, our committee met briefly on November 10th, and we discussed air conditioning in the fitness center at the high school, which is currently broken. So that's something that we were discussing fixing. And we also discussed the Edgar Middle School gym and the possibility for air conditioning there. That's actually all that we discussed during that committee meeting, but I also do have an update on the progress at all the schools. So at Moss, we have expected completion on or around January 20th. That's for everything, so we'll be done in plenty of time for realignment for the following year, even if that date ends up shifting a little bit. At Edgar, landscaping there should be done within about a week. Other things that need to be completed and should be done again by mid-January are the basketball hoops that are going in near the rain garden, a new LED sign, and some general punch list items, like anytime that you have a construction project, there's things that need to be taken care of. But the expected completion for all of that is by mid-January, but the spaces are being used well now, and we're in good shape there. Campbell. Campbell's complete except for some punch list items, some new interior doors and hardware that need to go in. All of that should happen over winter break, so we're in good shape there. You may remember from a previous report that we also decided, not as part of the referendum, but just separately, to add on the leveling of the backfield at Campbell. And that work I know that they've planted the seed. I believe that the hard work has been done there. Now we're just waiting for the seed to grow, and the field will be able to be used in the springtime. At the high school, the furniture for the new Board of Ed office is scheduled for delivery in mid-January. The high school field house addition is anticipated to be ready to be used January 15th, 2026, and we hope to have some great games that we get to play in there during the season, basketball games. That would be wonderful. And the completion of the high school cafeteria addition is for February 13th. The reason why that's going to take a little bit longer is because first the board office, temporary offices have to move into their new space, and then some finishing touches need to take place there, because right now it's being used for a different purpose. So that's why that's the last thing on the list. The space has been used, just not used as a cafeteria due to the temporary office space. So we are working our way towards a finish line here. It is in sight, and as Dr. Caputo mentioned during the goals update, planning is taking place for realignment and surveys with staff members. So there's just so much positivity going on here, and it's exciting to know that it's almost done. Our next meeting is on November 24th. The committee will meet then to get an update on various topics. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Glassberg. And indeed, that excitement is palpable. We're almost there. Mr. Lifton, could you tell us some good stuff?
Thank you. It's rare I get a chance to talk at these meetings these days. One of the perils of being the negotiating chair is that there aren't actually that many public pronouncements I can make, and this is really not any different, but I just did want to inform the public and fill the board in that our negotiating committee was very gratified to have our first negotiating session with the Metuchen Education Association last evening, the teachers union here in Metuchen. Just for the public's information, all of our bargaining unit contracts will be expiring at the end of the school year, July 1st. And we have, although it's November and it may seem like a long way away, I assure everyone, including our committee, that it is not. And we did have a very congenial and collaborative meeting last evening, as our meetings almost always are with our teachers and all of our bargaining units. And we have every anticipation of having a successful negotiation, as has been the rule in Metuchen for many, many years. I don't think anyone can remember, if ever, our teachers having to work on an old contract, which happens routinely in other areas of the state, but not in Metuchen. And we have every anticipation and every goal of coming to a successful agreement for our teachers and all of our bargaining units by the expiry of their contracts. And it was good to see some, negotiations, as I said last night. They can be adversarial, but that doesn't mean we're adversaries. And it was wonderful to see our teachers there and be able to speak to them and tell them how much we truly value them and how much we're going to work with them to get a fair and equitable contract. So just wanted to give everyone the update. I will not be giving updates each time. All our discussions with the union prior to an agreement are confidential, so there's nothing really to give updates about. But I did just want to give the public the assurity that the Board of Education and all of our employees have begun and will be diligently working to come to an agreement. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lifton. And for me, I sit on this committee as well, and I just want to say that this is my second round of negotiations with you as chair. And indeed, there will be big shoes to fill as you go off into the sunset, into your next adventure. So we appreciate the work that you have put in maintaining these congenial solution-focused bargaining endeavors. And indeed, we will hope to all learn from you as much as we can in these sessions before you leave. But thank you for your service in this particular space. You will be getting lots more accolades as we carry on, but I just want to take this moment to congratulate you on your service in the negotiation space for sure.
Well,
thank you.
Thank you for your kind words, and I have absolutely no doubt that you all will do very well without me. Perhaps it'll be an improvement. I don't know, but you certainly will. The leadership on this board extends to everyone on the board, and the negotiating committee has a lot of experience already, and you guys will do a wonderful job once I exit the scene. So thank you.
Thank you for this mutually reinforcing thing. We set this up ahead of time, of course, y'all. Thank you so much for your update. Are there any other committees where I'm missing a kind of heads up? All right. Most of our committees will meet next week, either Monday or Tuesday, so stay tuned in December for our next set of updates. We don't have our student board member tonight, so I'm assuming no report has been sent. At this time, is there any old business from the board? Seeing none. Any new business from the board? All right, good humans. At this time, I'd like to move to approve the October 28th minutes of the Metuchen Board of Education Special Business Meetings 1 and 2 and the board meeting. Is there a second? Mr. Bott, are there any questions or comments on the minutes? Seeing none, roll call, please. Mrs. Alievich?
Mr. Bott.
Yes.
Ms. Cheatham.
Yes.
Mr. Derflinger.
Yes.
Mr. Glassberg.
Yes.
Dr. Johnson Marcus.
Yes.
Mr. Lifton.
I abstain.
Ms. Colleen.
Yes.
Dr. Spigner.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Right, at this time, the meeting is open to the public, but I am sad to report everybody went home. All right, at this time, we turn to the recommendation of the superintendent of schools. Oftentimes, it may appear to members of our audience that the Board of Education takes action with very little comment, and in many cases, a unanimous vote. Before a matter is placed on the agenda at a public meeting, the administration has thoroughly reviewed the matter with the superintendent of schools. If the superintendent is satisfied that the matter is ready to be presented to the Board of Education, it is then referred to the appropriate board committee. The members of the board committee work with administration and the superintendent to assure that the members fully understand the matter. When the committee is satisfied with the matter, it is presented to the Board of Education for discussion before any final action is taken. Only then is it placed on the agenda for action at a public meeting. At this time, I'd like to move personnel items A1 through A15. Is there a second? Mr. Derflinger. Are there any questions or comments on the personnel items? Seeing none, roll call please. Mrs. Alievich?
Mr. Bott.
Yes.
Ms. Cheatham.
Yes.
Mr. Derflinger.
Yes.
Mr. Glassberg.
Yes.
Dr. Johnson Marcus.
Yes.
Ms. Colleen.
Yes.
Mr. Lifton.
Yes.
Dr. Spigner.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you so much. At this time, in Mr. Suss's absence, I'll move the finance items B1 through B6. Is there a second? Ms. Cheatham. Are there any questions or comments on the finance items? Seeing none, roll call please. Mrs. Alievich?
Mr. Bott.
Yes.
Ms. Cheatham.
Yes.
Mr. Derflinger.
Yes.
Mr. Glassberg.
Yes.
Dr. Johnson Marcus.
Yes.
Ms. Colleen.
Yes.
Mr. Lifton.
Yes.
Dr. Spigner.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you so much. And turning right to you, Dr. Spigner, for policy.
Yes, can I move items C1 through C3 as listed on the agenda, please?
Thanks so much. Can I have a second, please? Ms. Colleen. Any questions or comments on the policy items? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Bott.
Yes.
Ms. Cheatham.
Yes.
Mr. Derflinger.
Yes.
Mr. Glassberg.
Yes.
Dr. Johnson Marcus.
Yes.
Ms. Colleen.
Yes.
Mr. Lifton.
Yes.
Dr. Spigner.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Mr. Derflinger.
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion to move items D1 through 4 as listed on the agenda, please.
Thank you so much. A second, Dr. Spigner. Any questions or comments on these curriculum items? All right, seeing none, roll call please, Mrs. Alievich.
Mr. Bott.
Yes.
Ms. Cheatham.
Yes.
Mr. Derflinger.
Yes.
Mr. Glassberg,
Yes.
Dr. Jensen Marcus,
Yes.
Ms. Colleen,
Yes.
Mr. Lifton,
Yes.
Dr. Spigner.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Wonderful, thank you. We are again open to the public, but given how quickly that just transpired, no one else has showed up. So we move at this time to announcements. Mrs. Cheatham.
Thank you, Madam President. I don't have too many updates today. Out of Edgar School, just a reminder that, well, really all schools, that report cards will be distributed Friday afternoon. Conferences can go ahead and start to be scheduled on Friday as well. The last book fair went really well, and they would like to extend a thank you to all our parent volunteers as always. And then from there on, we head to Moss. The next public PTO meeting is the 24th of November at 7 p.m. in the Moss Library. And then finally, just to close this out, our next Board of Ed meeting is Tuesday, December 16th at 8 p.m. Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you so much. Also, it's a half day next Wednesday, yes?
Yes.
Early dismissal?
Yes.
Yes.
Staff and students.
Yes, definitely want to make sure we remember that. All right, at this time, I'd like to move to adjourn the meeting. Is there a second? Mr. Lifton, all in favor? Have a good night, everyone, and happy Thanksgiving.